So here's what we did tonight. First thing we were looking at was 50-50. We've looked at this before. It's the basic defensive positions for 50-50. Can we entangle here? So we were here and we were just going over 50, 51, 52. So I'm in 50-50. I always want to keep my feet crossed. If my partner uncrosses my feet, or even if my partner puts his elbow in this hole right here, I have to understand that there's heel exposure. If he just shears that elbow and separates, I could be looking at getting heel hooked. Okay, so the first thing we were looking at was keeping our feet crossed. So from this position, if he does uncross the feet, now there's heel exposure, right? So as he starts to go into his dig, I'm going to be controlling this arm just to slow down the mechanics. Another thing this does is it slows down his ability to put weight on my foot. So he can't immobilize my toes as much. So I'm going to pull him towards me so that his weight comes towards me and then post my toes on his bicep. All right. So from here, it's going to be really hard for him to finish this heel hook. I can shear and clear the foot. I can sometimes stick my foot through the gap and I'm safe again, back to 50-50. Okay. Then we looked at a position where he gets a dig. Okay. So he's got a dig on now. Now, this is a huge problem. It's an even bigger problem if he can get his knee to the inside and switch this to an inside knee or 80-20, whatever you want to call it. Because now when I try and grab him, he's already running away from it. Okay, the finish for Ethan here is to put the weight on the foot and start to turn his body down. So as his knees turn down, just keep going. Right now the pressure is coming on. Keep going. Keep facing down. The more he faces down, the more the heel hook comes on. And you can see that from 50-50, my leg is pretty extended here, right? So it's not like the saddle or an outside ashy where we want the leg almost at a 90 or a 45-degree bend. It's like almost straight, right? So the more he turns his body down, the more the pressure comes on. So what I need to do is not let him get this knee to the floor. Now this is a little bit late, but if I can, I want to pull that knee up and scoot towards him. So now when he tries to finish this, even if he just leans straight back and pull, like it's gonna be hard for him to finish this. It's not impossible, but it's hard. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is move the knee out of the way, then I'm gonna go to the head. Then I'm gonna switch my grips and go to the arm. All right, so for here, he's going for the heel hook. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm gonna pull. I'm free of the heel hook and go back to 50-50 as best I can, right? Foot goes back inside, right? So that's just basic defense from here. And then we're looking at heel hooks as well from this position. So let's just switch legs. We also looked at an offensive roll from here. So one thing that P.O. Leclerc showed that I really, really like was when you're trying to get the inside knee, he kind of, he did some separation from here, okay? But depending on how you like to separate the legs, again, I really like this sort of inside scoop grip. And then you can get your knee sometimes inside. And now you're starting to look for your dig. One thing he showed that I really liked was putting your foot next to the guy's neck. And what this will do is there's no heel hook for him here, although maybe a Mikey lock, but I think pretty low percentage, honestly. And then from here, I can just shoot my knee through the space. All right, so let's just turn. Go this way. So a big problem with 50-50 is when I go to unlock my legs and try and put my knee to the floor, if he wedges my knee, in this moment, I've just exposed myself, right? So that's a huge problem. One thing you can do is take your foot up here where there is no heel hook. And now I can sort of slide my knee down, right? So from this position, once you get the inside knee, one of my favorite things to do is to initiate a roll, okay? So what I do is I just sort of push my hips into the side of the knee. I try and slide my hand inside, and I'm going to try and pull the foot around the corner. So as this happens, I push my hips through. Usually the feet will separate here. I'll dig. And then either we'll finish from the backside, or if he keeps rolling, we're just going to finish the way that we showed before where my hips face down. Okay, last thing I'll show, just off my partner's defensive hand. So let's go over on this side so you can see. Okay, so let's say I'm over here. Actually, we should have stayed on that side. It's fine. If I stay over here and I'm going for my dig, and then my partner's grabbing my arm. Okay, this can be really annoying, especially if you already have a dig here, right? So what you can do is you can bring your knee inside and sort of extend and shear that grip off if he's got that bicep grip. It's a hard grip for me to strip. Okay, so what I can do is I just bring my knee up inside. I can extend him away, shear, and then I like to actually bring the foot across. So now when he tries to grab me, my leg is right across, okay? And then from here, I just got to free my hand and get back to the leg and start my roll, start to face down and finish the heel hook. Okay. So that was our basic 50-50 defense and a little bit of offense tonight.